Good evening. Tonight's divinely guided message is going to be for my people who come from the hood or just have a hard life wherever they are in the world. Whoever needs this message, this is for you. I woke up from a nap and I was singing this song, 5 o'clock in the morning, where you gonna be? Outside on the corner, you better get your life together. And I have not heard that song in years. I get these downloads in my dreams through music, through just gut feelings, or just an inner knowing, something to pop in my head, and I just know. Don't ask me how, I just know. And when that happens, I don't take it lightly. In this particular case, I felt like it was something that I need to express and convey for the Most High, or something that I need to look out for around, some people that I know that might live that lifestyle, because I do not live that lifestyle. Trust me, I've had my share of stuff, but that has been far removed from me. I usually like to speak to the youth, especially young men, when I speak of things of this nature, because I feel like speaking to, even though I know we can all learn from each other no matter what walk of life that we are in. I believe that we can learn from anybody. A kid, a cloud, a notion, another human being of any race, gender, whatever. And with that being said, at this moment, although I like to speak to the youth, I'm going to speak to my older gentlemen for a minute. First of all, brother, you live in an unhealthy lifestyle, and you know it. And you're promoting that lifestyle to the youth, and you know that it's wrong. You need to stop that, because it doesn't only have a negative impact on the male child, it has a negative impact on the female child as well. I notice that when I see young women that are into gang violence and things of that nature, that they have a tomboyishness to them. I had a tomboyishness to me as well. So I'm not saying like it's totally that, but I believe that your influence is mixed up in there. You're promoting guns and drugs. First of all, what business does a child have with either? Let's keep it real. When it comes to drugs, most of our youth think that it's cool. You think it's cool you got your bottle of liquor. You think it's cool you got your bud and your pills and your this and that and the third. Baby, it only look cool because you ain't old yet. Standing outside in the front of the store talking to the homies, kicking it, look real good with your little liquor, you sipping, you pop some shit, you smoking some shit. When you in your 40s and 50s and 60s and 30s and you doing that, you a wino now. You are a bum, an alcoholic demon on the corner. That's the only difference is age. You look cool doing it. That wine on front that store now, smoking that cigarette, smoking that bud, and drinking that, he don't look good. So stop now while you ahead. And you older men out here, stop promoting that nonsense, because you know where it's going to lead them. Shorty, you do not want to be standing in front of nobody's store with no liquor and no drugs in your mouth at that age. It ain't cool now. And it ain't cool then. And if it ain't going to be cool then, that means it ain't cool now. And get off of it now. Because what's happening is you're developing a habit and an addiction to these things. So you just can get stuck on that corner in front of the store, still smoking and drinking. And then the only difference would be you probably still asking people for change now. Stop leading them to that life and glamorizing it like it's cool. A lot of y'all know that y'all want to get off that stuff. and then y'all want to get healthy. It's an unhealthy lifestyle to be drinking and smoking and promoting it and standing in the middle of nowhere doing nothing with your time. Let's go back to the guns since we talked about the drugs. A lot of y'all are watching children that y'all seen go to public school, and then when they are in their young teens, still children, you're taking people's beautiful children and putting drugs and guns in their hands, making it look cool, like they about to get this money and they hip and nobody better do this, that, third, having them fighting over a hood that they don't own, and the only thing they should be doing in it is trying to get out of it. Not even trying, getting out of it through their education. But you got them out there on people's corners and in people's lobbies about to waste their lives or somebody else's. A lot of y'all are cowards. I'm just calling it how I see it. If I go get somebody else's child, I'm grown, I'm big, and I'm tough. But I need somebody else's child to fight my battles. A lot of y'all got these children out here in these shootouts. They done got themselves 25 or more. Some of them life. Y'all done had these children killing other people's children. And now they gonna be living with the nightmares that you be having because y'all don't be telling the truth. Y'all glamorize that life. You got somebody child strung out on drugs, in jail, or dead. And you still, I seen a lot of y'all do it. And y'all still out here promoting it. And that is a demonic shame. It's a demonic shame. Y'all acting like y'all didn't learn nothing. Some of y'all in y'all 40s, in y'all 50s and late 30s, because some of this, let's keep it real. 13-year-old is a child. A 14-year-old is a child. A 15-year-old is a child. A 16-year-old is a child. 17-year-old is a child. These are children. Y'all got them sitting up in these places by themselves with nobody but they mammy standing there. And they getting 25 to life. And you somewhere out in the world acting like you gonna kill somebody. If they telling you gonna kill somebody's child, if they telling you running, I can understand if it's another grown ass man your age and y'all got into something together, y'all decided to do what you are taking people's children and doing this. Who do you think you are? Who do you think owes you their life while you live your rotten life? And I'm trying to be as humble as possible. While you sleeping with all of these women, posting it around, still trying to find other people's kids to do this dirty work for you because you are a coward. And you just living your life while somebody's child is suffering. In the family, they knew didn't have no money like that in the first place. They not getting no visits like that. They not getting no calls like that. Lord knows what's happening to them while they in there, and you're not supporting them. And even if you was, that's not good enough. I can never spend my life in a prison for anybody. And that's why I don't involve myself in things like that from the jump street. But still, look what y'all are doing. You should ought to be ashamed. A grown man, you in your late 20s, you in your late 30s, you in your 30s or 40s, 50s, you don't got no business around no children. And young people, pay attention. The only people that they can relate to are people who are just like them. They can't relate to another grown man. You cannot convince a grown man to go out there and do none of this nonsense. And they have limited themselves to a certain and specific type of female. Because women with good careers, even if she doesn't have a good career, a woman with a brain and a good spirit and a sense of self with self-love and dignity and class doesn't want anything to do with that. This is the thing, some of the things that they don't tell y'all. They don't tell y'all that they can't relate to adults. They glamorize that lifestyle, but they can't tell you why they trying to get you to do it. They trying to get you to do it because the last time they got in any type of trouble and got locked up, they was getting their head banged on the prison cell walls. They was in there getting raped. They was in there getting jumped. Because let me tell you something, when you in a hood, that's your small little hood. And somebody else might know you from a closer hood next to it. But when you in prison, them people don't know you. And they do not care who you was out in the who you was in the real and out here in the world. Nobody cares about that. They don't know you. Only thing they know is the survival of the fittest. They don't tell you that they cry at night sometimes and they have nightmares. They don't tell you that they miss their best friend. They miss their best friend that they convinced to go out there and do some nonsense either with them or by themselves. Now that person got life in jail. That person that killed somebody else's child. That person could be dead and gone. They don't tell you how they live with a guilty conscience. They do not tell you that they 45 still popping crap all over the internet about somebody that they had beef with when they was 12 and 17 years old and gotta watch their back for life. Do you know how uncomfortable that is to have to watch your back for life? Grown man, why y'all teaching these children this nonsense and trying to make their lives complicated? Trying to give them mental issues, trying to give them nightmares. You're glamorizing being overly sexualized. When it's all said and done and they got all of this nonsense on their careers, they can't get a decent job. They can't get a decent career. And they have not invested enough in themselves to get their own business. So now they got these women they done glamorized, driving themselves crazy. I would say the woman is driving crazy, but they drove themselves crazy because they put themselves in this predicament. You got all of these children now that you cannot take care of. They're not telling you that. And they mad at these women for putting them on child support, but what is she supposed to do? You sat there and you wasted your life. And what bothers me, what hurts me is you know what you did to yourself and you would do that to somebody else's child. When you grow up in the hood, you see a lot. You go through a lot, even if it's indirectly. As a child, I've seen people that I know be gone the next day. I've looked out my window and seen white sheets over people. I'm not supposed to be seeing that. So young, like, you know, and it's real. So we experience a lot. And if experience is the best teacher, then y'all should know better. And that's why I keep saying, y'all know better. And that's why I keep calling you a coward. Because you know where it's leading the youth to. But I'm going to pretty much leave this right here. And I ask the Most High, you know, to, if there's anything in the good book, you know, any message in the good book that he would like me to say. And it came to Psalms 14. Bear with me, y'all, because I can barely see sometimes, even with my glasses when they foggy. This is Psalms 14. It says, "The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there are any that did understand and seek God. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and call not upon the Lord? They were they in great fear. There were they in great fear. For God is in a generation of the righteous. Yea, have shamed the counsel of the poor, because the Lord is his refuge. Oh, that the salvation of Israel were come out of Zion, when the Lord bringeth forth back when the Lord bringeth back to captivity of his people, Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. I feel like I need to say that over. I am going to say it over. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek God. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat up bread, and call upon not the Lord? There were they in great fear, for God is the generation of the righteous. Yea, have shamed the counsel of the poor, because the Lord is his refuge. Oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion, when the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people. Jacob shall rejoice, and I shall be glad. That was the divinely guided message meant to go along with this message. But I hope this message gets to someone who really needs it. And this is not to bash or bomb on anybody, but let's be realistic. It needs to stop. It got to stop. And I'm going to leave that there. It is what it is.